Alright guys, so today I'm going to talk about how languages evolve and change over time. So basically I'm going to tell you how a language splits off into dialects and becomes a new language. Alright, so let's do it with Latin. Okay, so we all know Latin was spoken in the Roman Empire. So obviously they were in Rome and then they expanded and they went all over Europe, right? They went to the corners of Spain, Portugal, France, Italy. And when they did this with Latin, when they expanded over that vast area, they all spoke Latin, right? The people in Portugal spoke Latin, people in France spoke Latin, people in Italy spoke Latin. They all spoke Latin. So Latin was a single language. But over time, you fast forward 300, 400 years, that Latin broke down into dialects, right? And dialects are a variation of a single language, right? So in Portugal, you have one variation of Latin. In Spain, you have one variation of Latin. In France, you have another variation of Latin, but it's still Latin, right? Just with some differences, some minor differences. And there are minor differences because they're still the same language. If there are great differences, they wouldn't be the same language. Okay. So, fast forward 500 years, you can have the dialects of Latin, but still Latin. And let's fast forward another 1,000 years or so. It slowly becomes Portuguese. It slowly becomes French, And there's no like stamp on the day that they're like, oh, yo, that person across the river speaks French now. There was no snap moment where like, oh my God, they just speak French and they don't speak Latin anymore. Okay, that's not really a thing because languages slowly evolve over time, right? So the timestamps I was giving you was like 100 years, 200, 500, now 1,000. So it happens incrementally over time. So it's really hard to put a stamp on when Latin stops being Latin and when it becomes Spanish. Now, obviously, we have records of languages. So we can give it an approximation of, when the change happened, right? Even if we look at English. So English has had 3 phases where it was Old English, became Middle English, then it became Modern English, right? So Old English is like the Beowulf stuff. Like that's one of the most common references for Old English. Middle English was, I believe, Shakespeare. And slightly right after Shakespeare, you get into modern. Oh no, I think Shakespeare was actually Modern English. Anyways, I double check that. Anyways, the point is, after a while, like after 500 years, Old English becomes Middle English. And, like 800 years after that, Middle English starts becoming to Modern English. And, and because we have books and records, we can give an approximation on how it changed and when it changed. But, it wasn't like one day and a Middle English speaker woke up and the next day he's like, yo, I'm speaking English. I mean, new modern English, right? It wasn't like I just stopped speaking Middle English. That's not how it happens. So, yeah, so languages just change over time. Takes a while, If you want another semi-quick example, let's say we have a language called Language X. Language X is right here on my palm, and my palm right here is a desert. So we have Language X spoken by about 2,000 people. And then, after a while they want to expand for whatever reason. Maybe they want new territory, whatever. And then right here, here's some mountains. So here's a desert, here's mountains. Population from 2,000, 1,000 of them are like, fuck it, let's go. Past mountains, boom, and they get here into a nice grassy area. And, at the point at which they separate, these people are still speaking the same language, right? It's only been a day, it's been maybe a month. Fast forward 200, 300, 400 years, they're speaking dialects because maybe they haven't been in contact or maybe they have, right? But either way, whether they've been in some contact or no contact, the languages have become dialects because people here are now speaking differently than the people here. Slowly, not big differences. They still speak Language X. Both of them still speak Language X. They're just two dialects now of Language X. Fast forward by 2,000 years. Now this one has become a new language. And so is this one. There could still be similarities, but they're different languages, right? Kind of like Latin and its Romance languages like French and Spanish. They can have similarities, but they're still different languages. Okay? So that's it. That's how languages change over time. Pretty interesting stuff, I think. Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want me to make a video about any other certain subjects, like how to acquire vocab faster, how to improve your pronunciation or anything like that, let me know. You know, if you want to know how to conjugate Spanish verbs really easily or whatever, comment, like, subscribe, tell me what it is you want to know, and I can answer it in a video.